What do you suspect will be the plan for the players? A couple days off and then what? Simulated games, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, they've got the extra pitchers there. So, yeah, you're going to try to simulate game conditions, here after a couple days down. And, and then when you find out who the opponent's going to be, they're going to have to travel. And they might not be able to travel until the day before the World Series starts. I mean, if the American League Series goes the full 7, that's a Sunday night game.
Right.
So then you're either traveling to Houston or New York on Monday and then playing game 1 next Tuesday. So, I'm sure they'll, they're totally off today. I mean, I was kind of, had Davey on our post-game scrum in the clubhouse, and he said, they're not going to want to see me tomorrow, so they're going to be off today. And I'm sure, starting around tomorrow, that they'll map out a plan as to how to keep fresh. And the one thing this does, it allows you to line up your pitching. I mean, if you're looking at it from the Houston side, if they have to use Garrett Cole and Justin Verlander to close out the Yankees in a long series, then you don't have those guys maybe in the first 2 games of the World Series. And the Nationals can go in whatever direction they want. And that's going to be an interesting decision. I mean, do you go Max in game 1? Do you go Strasburg in game 1? You figure whoever it's not, the other guy is going to be in game 2. And then you line up Corbin Sanchez for 3-4 for the games at Nationals Park, however you want. So you got to take this as a positive that you can line up your pitching, which is your strength, and you can line it up however you want.
I'm going to assume that they're not going to sort of upset the apple cart. And then even though Max wasn't the same sort of Max down the stretch, in the playoffs he's been pretty darn good. I'm going to assume they go Max 1, Steven 2, just to keep it sort of what they've been all along.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good call, and there's no wrong answer to that question. I mean, the way Strasburg has dominated postseason baseball. So, you look at those clubs. Houston's got a terrific offense. The Yankees have a home run slugging offense. It's going to be a good challenge, but this pitching staff, I think you'd stack it up against any lineup to be able to shut them down. And they had a tremendous plan. Let's be honest. The plan they had against the Cardinal hitters, they dominated them for basically the 4 games of the series, never trailed. So hopefully they've been doing their diligence and scouting the Astros. And they know the Astros well. They play them 7-8 times a year in spring training. Right. It could be the battle of spring training for World Series. That'd be interesting.
Battle of West Palm.
Joined by Dave Jageler, Nats GM. So we're talking about kind of the layoff here. I want to actually just talk about
did you call me Nats GM?
Oh, I maybe did. Sorry.
Hey, you've been elevated.
Wow. I got a raise.
You'll take that
awesome.
job.
Somebody's on my mind. The Nats GM, Mike Rizzo, is going to be on with us at 9 o'clock. We're talking Dave Jageler, the voice of the Nats. I wanted to ask you about kind of a personality thing. I was up late watching some of the interviews and the pressers afterwards, and Steven Strasburg almost made a joke on the MLB Network. Can you talk about the evolution of Steven Strasburg and his personality?
I'll give a lot of credit to that, guys, to the pitching coach, Paul Menhart. When Menhart came in May, and Menhart was the first guy that Strasburg ever met. When he was drafted in 2009, he went down to the instructional league before he ever threw a pitch in a professional game. Menhart was the first guy to work with him. So this relationship goes back a decade. And I remember there was a game, the Nationals were playing poorly. Menhart took over, I think after the Cardinals series in the beginning of May, and there was a shot in the dugout, maybe one of Menhart's first couple of games as the pitching coach, and Strasburg wasn't pitching, and he was talking, and he and Steven were talking, and Strasburg was smiling, going, wait a second. So Menhart kind of has had the key to unlock his personality initially, and then Gerardo Parra, I think, made it his mission when he came over and kind of, instituted the dance parties and all the fun, that everybody, all 25 guys, were going to be included in the hijinks. And the group hugs they've had in the postseason. I mean, what a picture moment that is. And last night in the clubhouse, he and Parra dancing in the celebration. So I think you credit Paul Menhart, number 1, and then Gerardo Parra, number 2, for kind of almost dragging the personality out of him in these situations. And whether you hit the home run in Atlanta and had to dance, it's really been cool to see. And I think it's got to help him on the mound. I mean, the one thing that the maturity that he has now to deal with adversity. I mean, that was the knock on him, right? If when things are going swimmingly, he's great. But if there's a bad call, if there's a blooper, the outing's going to fall apart. Well, he doesn't have that anymore. If something goes wrong, he's able to process that and say, you know what, I can't control it. I'm going to put it aside. I'm going to go dominate the next hitter. And there was that scenario in his start against the Cardinals. A couple of bloop hits. Call didn't go his way. That's all right. I'm going to strike out the next guy. So, maybe being able to relax a little bit has allowed him to put aside any adversity and just focus on the process of getting the next hitter out.
Jags, really appreciate you calling us this morning. Go grab a nap, an epic nap right now.
Plan on it. An early morning nap. I'm not used to these. My body clock continues to be all messed up.
Yeah, that's awesome.